Celine, don't piss me off. Don't piss me off. Do you know how hard it is to get a man who is just chivalrous? A man who is considerate? And this here 2020. Oh, Celine. Oh my gosh. I'm okay. Get it together, girl. Woo! I'm mad. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Taste of Reality. My name is Queenie. For those who don't know me, reviewing Married at First Sight, Australia, Season 9, Episode 4. Too much Married at First Sight business going on. My mind is actually just scrambled. But, what was I about to say? I don't even know. Man, like the video. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell. Let's see if I can keep my composure through this review. So we're gonna start with the least problematic to the most problematic, and that is Ella and Mitch to begin with. Mitch draws a bath and lights some candles for Ella, and at this point, I'm convinced that I need an Australian man. This is man number what, 5 to draw a bath? The romance across the way is just amazing. So he draws a bath. He's trying to, really connect with her, build some more intimacy, and it's working.
It's cool up there, I reckon.
He's tasing me.
But he's still trying to be respectful of her 3-date rule. And she's the one who told him about it. She's the one who said, I want to wait. But now she's getting antsy and she's like, well, you can't even try? Babe, what do you want? Because we can't live in a world where we tell a man not to do something and then get upset when he doesn't do it. That's not okay. That's how people get into crimes, criminal activity. It starts like that. But I'm like, you have to openly communicate that. Have to let him know, like, hey, I initially had this impression of what I wanted us to do. That has since changed. You may now proceed without caution. So yeah, they are getting very hot and heavy. He gives her a massage somewhere throughout the episode. And as the romance is building, they eventually consummated the marriage. Safe to say, it was an enjoyable experience for them both.
It was exactly how we both imagined it to be.
Yeah, best way to stretch is in the shower.
Like, he's great with his hands.
Yeah, it was worth waiting for. It was what I expected, what I hoped for, what I prayed for, and I got my wish, so it was good.
What I want to see from these two is if they have real life commitment capabilities. Because it's clear that the sexual chemistry is there. We all know that. I mean, damn, the girl is always licking her lips every 5 minutes. We're aware they're into each other. But when shit hits the fan, are y'all gonna be able to, because the sexual chemistry ain't gonna help you when real life problems come into play. I wonder if they have more dimensions to their relationship. That's all. But this is one of the best couples in terms of chemistry going on at the moment, so we're happy for them. All right, Cody and Selena are next. We left off in last episode with Selena feeling very jarred by the admission from Cody saying that he isn't quite there yet when it comes to sexual attraction for her, but he does acknowledge that she is beautiful and that he wants to build on it, right?
She's my wife, so I want there to be that connection. I absolutely want there to be chemistry. I was hoping it would come a bit easier, but it's not. Yeah, so I've got to identify a way to sort of make it happen.
Cody tries to be a little bit more intimate by giving her a he tried to give her a full body massage, right? But like, 1, he was being too rough, and 2, it was more of an anatomy lesson than anything.
I wouldn't call it a romantic massage, so to speak. But the man knows his, muscles.
That muscle there, I can really feel knotted up.
I'm sure it's your glute med. It's hard to tell.
My what being?
Glute med. Glute medius.
The good thing is that he's trying. He's trying. But he needs to approach it differently. He needs to do something that's organic to him. I don't think a massage is what he would normally do. But yeah, I can't fault somebody who's trying. That's more than what a lot of people in these processes do. So kudos to him. They are both optimistic. Even Selena is saying, I can see his efforts and I appreciate it. And I hope that they pay off. And even him, he's like, I know I'm not there yet, but I want to be there. And I'm going to do what it takes to get there. So, hey, I'm cool with it. I like that. Tamara and Brent are next. And they are also having, you know, a little trouble getting there in terms of sexual chemistry. They're not quite romantic, but they acknowledge that they are attracted to one another, right? She admits, finally, that at the wedding, she may have overreacted.
Were your feelings really hurt, or
No,
was it
because
just
I realised I was embarrassed about being stupid. And then I dug myself too deep and I just kept carrying on about it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, obviously.
And now you're admitting this now?
It's very clear to see that she's letting her guard down a little bit. I do feel like people who are on the defense all the time when they first meet somebody, like, to me, it's already a turn off. But Brent is so compromising, which surprises me. I'd be lying if I said I didn't prejudge him and thought, you know, a guy who was living the lifestyle that he did with the physique that he has would be a little bit more like, okay, well, she's not going to try. I'm not going to try. But he's really been patient with her. He's been going at her pace, letting her, you know, set the standard of where the relationship is going to be. And I'm thoroughly surprised by him. I really am. She is getting a little bit more playful with him. She shows her fake toe, and you know he has a foot phobia. So this moment was cute.
Just touch it and then I'll feel better.
There's no way. No.
Oh, but it'll touch you then.
No.
Touching.
Right now, with Tamara, I like the fact that she's becoming playful.
The experts then send in the honeymoon box for them, and for the rest of the couples, the honeymoon box didn't really, you know, do good. But for them, it did. The question of attraction came up, and they both shared mutual attraction for each other. And then he was like, can I push the envelope and go for a kiss? And she hesitantly agrees.
I'm making this so awkward.
A little bit, but still funny.
I'm sorry.
We tried. Let's say that there was a good start, and then we'll work on that one. All right?
Was this awkward? Hell yeah. But I appreciate the effort. Like I said, at the least, when effort is shown, I can give kudos to people. That's all I need. Can you tell how bad the dating scene is for me? Effort is my bare minimum. Effort. This is ghetto. All right, so moving off of me, Dominica and Jack are next, and they're probably the furthest along in terms of like all realms of their relationship. So they've had the deep conversations, they've had the sexual activity, they've had the fun banter. So yeah, they seem like the most well-rounded couple. They get the honeymoon box from the experts, and a question about insecurities was posed, but in two different ways. So for her, her question was, what is your biggest insecurity overall?
That no one would want me because I've been divorced. And yeah.
So far, she's proving me wrong. I was weary about someone who was in a 2-month marriage. To me, that feels like you're a compulsive person and you might not have a rational way of thinking. But she's been pretty present in embracing the experience and just allowing herself to go in, you know, dive in head first, which is great. But then the question posed towards Cody, it's Cody, right? Nope, not Cody. Jack, was what is his personal insecurity. And he shares that he always has a fear that somebody is going to up and leave him because that's what's happened to him time and time again. Unfortunately, because she has an insecurity of failing, she thinks that his answer is tied to her confession of her divorce.
But what else would it be relating to?
My insecurities
Of
are
course.
people just getting up and leaving when they first...
But you're sitting here right now telling me that you definitely don't have any issues
Couldn't care less. You've
with the fact that I was married for 2 months.
Couldn't care less.
The question was about his personal insecurity. And this is a lesson for everybody, okay? Everybody in life. You can see that you might not be truly healed from something, or you might be projecting by how you perceive someone's personal admission. He said, this is how I feel about me and my past, things that have happened to me. I just met you. I'm not saying what you told me has now built an insecurity. You know what I mean? But because she had that chip on her shoulder of like, oh, I mean, maybe he thinks this way of me and all this stuff, she blew it out of proportion just a little bit. And the good thing is that he reined her in. He was like, listen, the two are not related. It just happened to be that we have a similar, not similar past, but her actions in the past coincide with other people's actions in his past. Yeah. So she was projecting in that moment. She acknowledged that and she reeled herself in as well. And yeah, I thought it was a good teaching moment, even for me, that maybe if I'm triggered over someone's personal experience, that I might be projecting. She was definitely projecting. But they're back on good terms, which is great because I like them. I really do like them. I could see why the experts are very hopeful about these two. Up next is Andrew and Holly. After Andrew did his big romantic gesture of a naked bubble bath, they did consummate the marriage, right? They are literally riding on cloud 9 because they were in a helicopter. But yeah, that took a turn very quickly because the Honesty Box came out. And Honesty Box, Honeymoon Box, I don't know, they've been using them interchangeably. And a question of, what was it? I forget what the question was. But basically, Andrew took this moment to be brutally honest. And I mean, brutally.
I didn't feel intimacy. I didn't feel connected to you. So it wasn't enjoyable for me, if I'm being completely honest with you. I've had one-night stands where the partner was more into me than you were into me.
So let's stick on his one-night stand comment, right? When you're having a one-night stand with somebody, not that I would know, but when you're having a one-night stand with somebody, the whole point is for it to be a one-night stand. This better be worthwhile because I don't plan on seeing you again. So therefore, the theatrics are over the top, the moaning, the this is great. She might even fake her orgasm just to make it seem like, you know, the time spent was worth it. But when you're in a long-term marriage, the theatrics are not going to be there. Granted, they did just meet each other, right? So he probably thought there would have been more enthusiasm in the what, girl? In the intercourse. Okay? He thought there would be more enthusiasm, but realistically, you just met her. You don't know her body yet. You are still a stranger, but a stranger that she knows she's gonna have to spend time with. So the theatrics is pointless because she's like, we're gonna have to build. If I'm starting on faking it, am I gonna have to fake it throughout our relationship? Like, no, it doesn't work that way. So I'm like, Andrew, I get you feeling like, damn, that was a blow to my ego. But intimacy is built over time. Now, if she had expressed disdain, that would have been a different conversation altogether. But she was present and she wasn't doing, you know, the over-the-top performance, and it's fine. That'll grow. He did acknowledge that, you know, maybe he was hasty in judging her. He tried to patch things up by apologizing, and she accepted the apology, but she did say that's something that is going to be stuck in her mind and that she can't let go. you gotta let it go, babe. You gotta let it go. Unless this is something that he's gonna repeatedly do and where he prejudges you, then I could understand holding it against him. But think, he's a guy. And he thought sex with his wife would be, you know, this whirlwind experience. And it was a blow to his ego. He's a man, you know, the egos be fragile and stuff sometimes. So, all right, last but not least, we're here with Celine and Anthony. And I'm going to try to be nice. I don't have to try to be nice. I'm nice. What? I'm nice. But Celine is really pissing me off. She really has me upset. So Anthony is still trying to keep the romance alive by setting up a pottery date, right? They're playing around, and I think he started by putting a little bit of clay on her, and she went and put clay on his face. And so to retaliate, but in a joking way, he did the same, but she was not having it. She was livid. She was saying, you took it too far. You put it in my mouth. You put it in my eye. Like, of course, I'm going to react negatively to that.
Put clay in my face, I put clay in your face. That's fine.
Yeah, you put it in my mouth and in my eye. I can obviously react to it. What am I going to do? Sit there like a brick wall and do nothing, say nothing? Of course I'm going to say something.
Just have some fun. Listen up.
I don't blame him for being annoyed. I don't blame him for catching an attitude because it's bigger than the clay. Another teaching moment for relationships. Here we are. Normally, a tiff you have over something that seems little is most likely stemming from a bigger issue. And the bigger issue here is the fact that he has constantly been making romantic advances and she's been shutting him down at every turn. Right? And so to her, she's like, well, you put clay in my face. Why are you the one catching the attitude? I'm catching an attitude because I did the clay date. I did the friggin' trying to feed you the next morning, trying to cater to you, carry your bags. What else did he do? He ran her bath. And so like, he's really trying. And at every moment he's shutting her down. But the problem is he didn't bring it up at every moment. He's just reached his peak at this moment, you know? So, yeah, I feel like, girl, loosen up. Have some damn fun. Like, oh my gosh. So the next day, they're on a camping trip. She's a trip. She calls Anthony out on not knowing how to deal with his emotions and accuses him of being unable to protect her if he's emotionally fragile.
If I'm not feeling, you know, like I am around someone who can protect me, you know, emotionally, mentally, and I mean, I'm definitely not saying you're not a man or anything like that, but it's hard to, I feel like you need a lot.
She's questioning his manhood. She really is. And I don't know, as women, and I know it's not all of us, but I'm going to speak generally for conversation's sake. I don't know where as women we attributed masculinity to being cold and harsh and like not romantic. So because he shows a little bit more emotion, because he's able to be vulnerable, because he likes to court a woman and be a gentleman, you're questioning his manhood? What do you want him to do? Insult you? Girl. And then she's actually the one who takes on these masculine characteristics, and she starts insulting him. He claims that behind the cameras, she's very brash and rude to him, and she called him a princess. She said, oh, you're going to have a boo-hoo when the cameras come back on, and she admitted to calling him a princess. Did she expect him to just constantly take his negativity and him just continue to love up on her even though she's been rude and disrespectful? Celine, you've been disrespected in the past by, I think it was your husband. It's at least the father of your child. And she had said it was a betrayal. Oh, he disrespected me, da-da-da. Here you have a man who's a doting husband and you have a problem. Girl, therapy. Therapy. Okay. So the next day, he is apologizing. And she's upset with the apology because in it, he asks for accountability from her, which she refuses to give.
I did call you a princess, and I said you can smile. You came here to apologise.
No, I apologise for myself.
Okay.
I apologise for how I acted, for how I carried myself. If you can't do that for yourself, I feel sorry for you.
Okay, great.
Push comes to shove, he's like, you know what? I can't deal with this anymore. And he packs up and he leaves. Again, I don't blame him. Celine has a very bad attitude. She does. And it's very unfortunate because when she was talking about the person she's looking for and the person that she hopes to be in a marriage, I was so hopeful for them. So hopeful for them. I don't know if like the whole like gentlemanly thing was something she wanted to pull out of a guy because he already has it. Where's the conflict? I'm not understanding. I literally have my hands on my head. I don't get it. Somebody in the comments, please explain to me. If you're on Celine's side, I genuinely want to hear how you can justify her actions towards Anthony. Because she must have not remembered how hard the dating scene is. How crappy it is out here for us single people. Girl, you better appreciate this man while you have him. Ooh! On Sunday is the last two couples to get married, so we'll see how that goes. I'm wondering when the dinner party is going to come in because I'm ready for the drama. I'm ready for the mess. I'm ready for drinks to be thrown, comments to be like, ooh! I'm ready. Anyways, before we get to that, what? Like, comment, share, and subscribe. I'm tired, y'all. It's barely noon. I'll see you guys next week.